So the Friendly Calls program aims at helping to reduce the feelings of social isolation and loneliness, especially those of older adults. By reaching out and having a phone call once a week, it can bring joy that they often might not get because they might not have anybody that's even calling them.
We talk about half an hour to an hour. Sometimes we don't even realize that we're talking that long. It's really good to have.
We're looking at trying to provide resources to help build resiliency and stay independent.
It's not us going in and telling communities what they need, it's us listening to community and learning what they want and what they put as a priority. It's helping community to become safer, but they are saying in what manner they become safer. Sometimes we've been doing things like emergency social service training, which is around evacuations. And by doing this, we're putting the knowledge and the skills in their hands so that when an evacuation happens, they haven't got to call Red Cross or the government in. At the beginning, they have the knowledge. They have the skill sets to look after themselves. I mean, risk reduction goes from anything from babysitting courses up to life-saving. And that's what I love about working for the Red Cross. We don't just stay in one spot. We pivot, we change, and we adapt to what community needs us to be.
We had the major power outage for a week down in Nicondeed, Maple Creek area. And Red Cross was there to supply water and also 500 blankets for the band members. So they were very appreciative of that because of the high snow and the power lines down. Like they couldn't even get into the community, right? So it was very smooth sailing and actually a very quick response. It actually goes back a couple of years ago. We signed I guess with the FHQ Tribal Council and Red Cross, we signed a collaboration agreement to work together, when there's emergencies or major events. And I think Red Cross plays a big part in terms of the community's training. We do the emergency social services training. We do the emergency response training, and all our tribal council is trained by Red Cross as a partner.
So we've had an individual that was receiving phone calls and struggling with making meals. And it was because that volunteer was making those weekly phone calls that it was noted that they weren't eating. They weren't able to stand to make their meals. And that older adult in our program didn't realize that there was an amazing health resource right in Saskatchewan for them to be able to get Meals on Wheels through home care. And it was that connection that the volunteer reached out to us as program staff, and we were able to do that referral. And they were able to stay in their own home. It created resiliency and it helped maintain their independence.
I want to thank you all for being at the Red Gala tonight. But more importantly, thank you for your continued support to the people of this province. As the world paused and as everything changed, we were still able to grow our program. We were still able to be on the ground, helping communities, developing the relationships that we needed to develop. And it's because of the support in this room.
Without their very generous donations, we wouldn't be building this capacity. We wouldn't be able to build the relationships. And it's just amazing to see the difference in community.
So on behalf of the 850 staff and volunteers in Saskatchewan, in this province, thank you for supporting the Canadian Red Cross, and thank you for supporting your communities. I hope you have a fantastic night, because we want to celebrate you as much as we want to celebrate the success we've all had.